What's going on, everybody? It's Brett Pro Angel here today, presenting to you a Mech Knight Orcust deck profile. Let's dive into it. To start, we got the standard, brand new card, 3 Girsus. This card is broken. Next, we got 2 Nightmares. 2 Nightmares pretty standard. 2 Skeleton. Skeleton's pretty standard at 2. I think it's a must card. If you have to have it, it just combos off so nice. Then we got, I run 2 Brass. Most people run 1. I run 2. Why? Because of Halley 5 racks. I run Halley 5 racks in my build, so I want to have like at least another tuner that I can get so I can go into the Galatea. Then we got 2 Wand, because if you banish 1 off Gizmek, it sucks. So you want to have at least a backup. Then, those are our Orcust monsters. Next, we are on to our Mech Knights. I run 3 purple. Purple is very standard. You can combo off with this and Girsu very easily. Summon Girsu, pitch Wand, put a token in opponent's side and your side, go into Link Karibo, summon purple, use purple to get blue, use blue to search. It's just very good card. And then I only run 1 blue. Only 1 blue because of the simple fact you don't want to get too cloggy. This deck is designed to go first, and Mech Knights are ultimately going second cards. So with that being said, if you're running Mech Knights, you want to design it in a way where you can go first. And that's it for the Mech Knights. Next we got 3 Scrap Recyclers. I do run the Scrap engine, and it's just too good. If they don't stop it, you're probably going to win or just create some really good boards. Then, of course, the 1 Golem, which I hate drawing this card, and the 1 Jet Synchron. You don't really need more than 1 Jet Synchron, in my opinion. Some people run like 2 or 3 Jets with tuning. I don't think that's really necessary with Orcust, because honestly, Girsu and the Mech Knights do enough, and it just gets too cloggy, honestly. Then the 1 Gizmek. Gizmek's just, I don't know, hit or miss. I've cut this card from my build so many times, but it always finds a way back. So, that being said, Gizmek is very necessary. I always just find a need for it, so. And then, last of the monsters, 3 Ash Blossom, the best hand trap in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, that does it for the monsters. Now, on to the spells. I run this, 3 Dark Ruler No More. In this format, if you're not running Dark Ruler No More, there's a problem, because this card alone just breaks your opponent's boards. No matter what they do, they work so hard to create a board, and you can just negate it all with Dark Ruler No More, and just do some nonsense with the Orcust especially. And then I run 3 Called by the Grave, because if you get Ash, it sucks really bad. Ash Blossom hurts his deck so bad. If you summon Girsu and they Ash you, it's like crash. Now what? So Called by the Grave is very necessary. I run 2 returns of good Galatea targets. It's basically a D-draw for the deck, minus the fact that it's once per turn. I run 1 Succession. I've contemplated running 2, but 2 just gets a little too cloggy. I try to eliminate as many bricks in this deck as I possibly can. 1 Monster Reborn. I run this over another Succession because Monster Reborn is just so viable. You can reborn your opponent's monster. You can just turn the tides of the game in various different ways with Monster Reborn. I just feel like it's ultimately, I would pick this over Succession any day, but you have to have 1 Succession too because of Live. I run 1 Babel. Yeah, I've contemplated running 2, but like I said, you want to eliminate as many bricks as you possibly can. Most people are going to destroy the Babel before anything, leaving you with 0. But I mean, you also has a second effect, but still, it's like, I've contemplated running 2 because more times than not, you will need another one. And last, Foolish Burial. If they negate your Gear Suit with Ash and you don't have a response and you Foolish Burial, you are in good shape, sir. Or girls. So that's it for them. Now on to the trap cards. I only run 4. I run 3 Imperms. Imperm is like the best hand trap there is. This is textbook Yu-Gi-Oh! It is a trap and a hand trap. That is what a trap card should be, is a trap. So with that being said, Imperm is just really good in this deck, and it helps you with your Mech Knights, by the way. In my last trap card, I run Crescendo. The one Crescendo, this is another card just like Gizmek. I've contemplated cutting. People would say I'm crazy for cutting this, but honestly, half the time you don't want to end up with just a Galatea or something else. Unless you get it with Galatea and IP, then it's perfectly fine to set Crescendo, but half the time you're going to set Babel. But I found so many times where it's good to have Crescendo just because half the time in a grind game, this card can win you games, especially if you're grinding it out against like Elderage or something, and you can hit them with a Galatea and set Crescendo, they're not going to know what to do. So with that being said, that's it for the deck lineup. Now let's go on to the Link monsters. 1 Link Rebo, 1 Scrap Wyvern. Link Rebo, should I say more, you can use this with your Gear Suit token and summon your Mech Knights. So that alone is good. Scrap Wyvern, staple for the scrap combo. This next one is very questionable. I run 2 Galateas. I've actually been contemplating on a 3rd just because there's been a couple grind games that I've been in where I needed that 3rd one. So just keep in mind, most people say you only need 2 Galateas. Half the time that's accurate, but in a format like this, 9 times out of 10 you're going to go into that 3rd Galatea, and if you don't have it, it could cost you the game. It's costed me the game a few times. So I've honestly contemplated cutting Holly Fibrax for a 3rd Galatea, but then Holly Fibrax just opens up plays as well, so it's really just a hard decision. Then I run 1 IP, 1 Liv. Liv is just broken. I love this card. She literally, like, you link summon with her and IP. These 2 cards right here are just great combos, because you can just bounce your opponent's card back to deck and just splash like a crazy monster. So IP is just really good, but this scoops the Dark Ruler no more. Thus why I run 3 of them. Then we got Holly Fibrax. This card is a must. I feel like if you cut this card, like I said, it would be for a 3rd Galatea, but Holly Fibrax is just so good, too good to cut. So I've left it, honestly. And then I got my 1 Link 3, and that's Unicorn. I don't play Long Gear Suit in this build. Long Gear Suit's good. I ain't hating on the card whatsoever. But I run plenty of Link 4s, to be quite honest. My Link 4s, I feel like, make up for Long Gear Suit. And now we're going to get on to the Link 4s. I run 1 Appaloosa. Honestly, I hardly ever go into her. A lot of Orcust players would say you should be going into Galatea, but half the time, the way my deck is designed, I don't even get to her. And if I use IP on my opponent's turn with Liv, half the time I want to go into this guy, Crusadia, because Crusadia just creates like it's just basically a force that's really hard for your opponent to deal with. Like, he can't be targeted by card effects, and if he's destroyed, his effect is just so good. Like, also, Access Code Talker. this is the new card that is just really good. And Orcust, it's a must to play. Granted, he's a Cybers, which, you know, can cripple you at times, but most of your extra deck is Cybers and Orcust, so what else is new? And then we got my last link for Topological Zebros, or however you pronounce it. This card right here, I didn't cut this because I run Gizmek. And if you have this in play and you Gizmek on your opponent's turn after they do some nonsense, I've won games that way. They don't know what to think. They don't know what's coming. It's just really good. So all 4 of these cards can win games. That's why I run each and every one of them. So that's it for these. 3 more cards in the extra deck, and of course, Dingirsu, not 1, but 2. Then last but not least, we got Savage. I run Borreload Savage Dragon. Some people would say this is questionable, but you can make him fairly easy, especially in a grind game. Like, if you use Wand to get back Nightmare, and then you have Jet Synchron either in hand or grave, you can go into Borreload Savage so easy, and it will just catch your opponent off guard. Half the time, every time I make it, they're just not expecting it. So, I just want to thank you all for watching. This is my Orcust Mech Knight Orcust deck profile, and I hope you all enjoyed. It's been very consistent for me. So stay tuned for a combo tutorial. I will be doing one soon. Thank you all for watching. Breath Pro Angel out.